I started The Outer Wilds with little to no knowledge about what this game was. The only introduction I had had was that this was the good version of No Man's Sky. Upon waking up, my initial impressions were that this would be a very relaxing game. Begin by walking around the small village, meeting the townsfolk, and doing the tutorials that are scattered about the town. It is a very peaceful opening that set at the time what I believe to be the tone of the whole game. Eventually, when you circle back to where you first awoke, you will be able to ascend to your shuttle, explore its interior, and then finally start your first launch. As soon as I reached space, I was immediately captivated by the scope and the beauty of the universe that I could traverse any way I wanted. It's a truly magical experience for anybody who loves exploration in games. And so I shot for the moon orbiting the world I had just come from and began to explore. As I made discoveries and explored this new area, this calming music began to play. After finding everything I could on this asteroid, I loaded back into my shuttle and shot towards the next destination. However, soon the soothing music stopped. I heard an explosion, and the true nature of this game became apparent. You see, The Outer Wilds is set on a permanent time loop of 22 minutes, where at its conclusion, the sun explodes and you're sent right back to where you started. This mechanic is simultaneously the reason that The Outer Wilds is one of the most unique games I've ever played, and also the source of much of its anxiety. It's this constant timer that's pushing you to go further and faster, as all of your progress could be wiped out at any moment. The first moment that really captivated me was when I entered this massive planet called Giant's Deep. Upon entering, I saw this mass of water surrounded by tornadoes that was covered in small islands. So I landed and began to explore my surroundings. Suddenly, a tornado picked up the entire island and launched it and me out into space. It was honestly a mesmerizing experience just looking around at the universe from this little rock out in the middle of space, until I started falling back down. However, as you land back in the water, you are shot down to its bottom, and you can just see this whole new world under the surface just waiting to be explored. It's moments like these that I remember most after completion, just these raw moments of wonder. Experiences similar to this are fundamental to the enjoyment of the game, but are not the true objective. The real goal of The Outer Wilds is finding the ancient writing of a long extinct species to uncover their story, and to learn how things got to this point where destruction seems inevitable. This knowledge is spread around the entire galaxy and will require many hours and a lot of deaths to collect, but the result is definitely worth the time. The game could technically be beaten in around 20 minutes if you knew exactly what to do and how to do it, but the real fun is piecing together the puzzle over time and figuring out for yourself what you need to do. However, it's not always easy to get this information, not by a long shot. This game can be genuinely hard and unforgiving at times, and in these moments I became incredibly frustrated. However, looking back, I see these moments as important hurdles I overcame on my journey. because what sort of grand adventure is easy? But with a little patience and some getting used to the controls, every major obstacle can be overcome. The reward for doing so feels so much more earned afterwards. The Outer Wilds is an experience I don't believe I will be forgetting easily. Because technically most of the game is optional, the discoveries I made felt all the more important, because I was never pushed or forced to make those discoveries. I just wanted to because my own curiosity drove me to. While it's not always an easy game or a fair game, it is definitely unlike anything I've played before, and I want to give this game some of the recognition I think it deserves, so I don't think nearly enough people have played it.